Hi everyone. Happy Thursday. I'm Katie. This is going to be a Hatha flow class. So it's all levels. Anyone should be able to do it. We'll flow for about 30-ish, 35 minutes, and then we'll have about a 10-minute guided meditation at the end. If you have props available, if you've got yoga blocks, bolsters, blankets, whatever you need, that's great. If you don't have those things available, a pillow from your bed or couch, you can use blocks or something else books, something else that's firm in place of yoga blocks. And I think that's it. Or you can use none of those things. You don't really need them, they're just for extra support. So today I thought I have been feeling very tense in my shoulders. So I've got a heart opener flow plan. We'll focus on opening through the chest and shoulders physically, and we'll focus on opening through our heart center spiritually, metaphorically. So we'll go ahead and start in a supported child's pose. So if you have a pillow, if you don't have a pillow, you can take a blanket and roll it up, just something to rest on, or you can just start in child's pose. You don't need the support. So from your mat, go ahead, come down to the mat. Bring your big toes to touch. Send your knees wide to the edges of your mat. Give yourself lots of space in the hips. And then bring your bolster, your blanket, your pillow, whatever you have, bring it close to you. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, start to fold yourself over. Either rest the forehead on the mat or your pillow or your bolster. With your hands, you can stretch them out long. You can bring them to rest closer to your knees, whatever's comfortable. Start to breathe deeply. Maybe you inhale, count to 3. Exhale, match that count. Each deep exhale, allow the hips to soften, to open, to create space. If you are using the bolster or blocks or a blanket for support, each deep exhale, maybe you sink a little deeper. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, a way you would like to feel, something you'd like to leave here on the mat, I invite you to do so at this time. If at any point during your practice you find your attention start to wander, I invite you back to this moment, this breath, and this intention to draw yourself back in and call yourself back home. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Focus on your breathing. Maybe you take note of the sounds around you. Maybe you notice the way the air feels moving across the skin. Take a deep breath deep into the belly. Notice the belly expand between the thighs. Soft open mouth exhale, sigh it all out. Again, deep inhale into the belly. Soft open mouth exhale. Last time, deep inhale, nice big breath, and sigh it all out. Your next inhale, press yourself back up to hands and knees. Bring the knees back in, move your bolster, your pillow, whatever you're using, off to the side. From here, inhale the right fingertips high. Exhale, thread the right fingertips under the left arm. Right ear comes to the mat for a side twist. And breathe here. Options, you can keep the hips high. You can exhale, start to sink the hips towards the heels. You can reach for the bind, so take the left fingertips around the back, reach for that right hip divot, give you a little more twist. Or you can press both hands into the mat and breathe here, whatever option you take, your practice, your body. Each deep exhale, allow the tension to melt. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Your next inhale, reach the right fingertips high again. Big breath. Exhale, bring the right palm to the mat. Inhale, the left fingertips high. Big breath, and exhale, take the left fingertips under the right arm. Left ear comes to the mat. Same options here. Keep the hips high. Exhale, you can take the hips back towards the heels. You can reach around for that bind. You can press both hands into the mat. Your body, your practice. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Your next inhale, start to press yourself back up. Big breath, reach the left fingertips high for the twist. Exhale the left palm back to the mat. From here, take a deep inhale. Your next exhale, start to walk the body to the left side. Hold your body here in place. Nice long spine. Breathe here. Feel the stretch along the right side body. Maybe you start to reach the fingertips forward. Maybe you start to lower the hips. Again, whatever option you take, it's your body, your choice, your practice. Nice deep breaths. One more full round of breath here. Your next inhale, come back up, walk yourself back through center, and then take your side stretch to the other side. Walk the body to the right. Again, same options here. You can start to walk the fingertips forward. You can start to lower the hips. Feel the stretch along the left side body. Nice deep breaths here. One more full round of breath. Your next inhale, come back through center. Stay for the exhale. Take a second here, spread the fingertips as wide as you can, wide like starfish. Really root down through the knuckle and the palm. Make sure the wrists are right under the elbows, elbows under the shoulders. Knees should be right under the hips. You can tuck the toes, or you can press the toes into the mat, your choice. Your next inhale, drop the belly, arch the back, press your chest, tailbone out, come to your cow pose. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, press the spine towards the ceiling, come to your cat pose. Again, inhale, drop the belly, arch the back, come through cow. And exhale, curl the spine, roll in, press the mat away as you come through cat. With your own breath, move through these two opposites. Taking any other motion you need in between. Maybe you roll out the neck. Maybe you roll out the hips. Nice big breaths. Take a few more rounds of breath through your cat-cow. Again, as you exhale, come through cat. Really think about pressing the mat away. As you inhale, come through cow. Really think about expansion, taking up a lot of space. Spread the collarbone, spread the tailbone. Your next inhale, come to a neutral spine. Walk the hands up about a palm print in front of you. Tuck the toes. Inhale, send the hips up and back. Exhale, sink towards your heels, downward dog. First down dog of the day might be a little tight. You can bend one leg, straighten the other like you're pedaling out a bike. The goal here is not to have flat feet on the mat, but to keep a nice long spine, tailbone to crown. When you found a comfortable downward dog, take 3 deep breaths here. Your next inhale, look between the palms. Start to walk yourself forward. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Shimmy the feet wider than the hips. Grab opposite elbows. Let your upper body hang. Maybe you sway a little side to side. Nice big breaths. Each deep exhale, allow the muscles to soften, the hamstrings to stretch. Your next inhale, release the fingertips, shimmy the feet back under the hips. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, slide the palms up to your thighs, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Micro bend in the knees, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to standing, palms touch. Exhale, slide your prayer down. Again, inhale, reach. And exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms in front of your toes. Inhale, take one step back, bend the other foot to meet. Your version of a high plank, you can stay here or you can bring the knees to the mat. Your choice. Again, here the goal is to keep that long spine. Breathe here. Your next inhale, shift the weight forward, squeeze the elbows in. Exhale, bring yourself to the mat, chaturanga. Untuck the toes, reach behind you, gather the fingertips. Inhale, peel the chest up, toes press into the mat for locust pose. Breathe here. Exhale, bring yourself back to the mat. Bring the hands to frame your chest, tuck the toes. Inhale, hips up and back, down dog. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, look between the palms, start to walk yourself forward, forward fold at the top of the mat. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Micro bend in the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to standing, palms touch. And exhale, slide your prayer down. Again, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms in front of your toes. Inhale, step one foot back, bend the other to meet. Come to your version of high plank. Again, option to take the knees to the mat. Breathe here. Your next inhale, shift the weight forward, squeeze the elbows in, exhale yourself to the mat, chaturanga. Untuck the toes, reach behind you. Inhale, peel the chest up for locust pose. Option here to float the toes. Your next inhale, see if you can get a little more height. And exhale, come back to the mat. Bring the palms, frame your chest. Tuck the toes. Inhale, send the hips up and back, down dog. Breathe here. 3 deep breaths. Your next inhale, bring the knees to the mat. Send them wide to the edges of the mat. Bring the big toes to touch. Exhale, sit the hips back and down for child's pose. Breathe here. Take a second, come back to your intention if you need to. Back to your breath. Notice any differences in your body from when we started to now that we've built up some heat. Feel the belly as it expands between the thighs. Deep inhale. Soft open mouth exhale. Again, deep inhale. Soft open mouth exhale. Last time, nice big breath. Sigh it all out. Your next inhale, press yourself back up. And then bring yourself all the way to the mat, onto your belly. From here, bring the right palm to your chest. Bring the left fingertips out to the mat or the floor beside you. When you're ready, inhale, roll the body over that left shoulder. Right toes come behind you for a shoulder stretch. Maybe the ear rests on the mat, and breathe here. If you'd like a little more, you can take the right fingertips behind the back. If that's too much, come back to where you were. A few more deep rounds of breath here. Again, with each deep exhale, maybe the mind's eye envisions the collarbone spreading, creating space through the heart center. Your next inhale, come back around to your belly. Bring both hands, stack them like pillows. Maybe you take the right ear to that pillow. Bring the big toes to touch. Let the heels fall away to the side. Breathe here. Again, notice the sensation of the belly expanding into the mat. As you exhale, feel each rib pull away from the mat. Your next inhale, come back around. This time, bring the left palm to your chest, right fingertips out to the mat or the floor beside you. When you're ready, inhale, roll yourself over that right shoulder. Take the left toes behind you and breathe here. Again, maybe you reach the left fingertips around the back for a bind. Whatever feels good in your body. Maybe one side is tighter than the other. That's okay. Again, maybe with your mind's eye, you envision the collarbones expanding, creating space through the heart center. A few more deep rounds of breath here. Your next inhale, come back around to your belly. Same thing, maybe you switch palms, stack one on the other. This time, take the opposite side to that little pillow. Bring the big toes to touch. Let the heels fall away to the side. Breathe here. Your next inhale, come back around. Bring the palms, frame the chest. Press yourself back up to hands and knees. Nice slow movements, take your time. From here, come high onto your knees. If you have blocks, this is a good time to grab them. If you don't have blocks, you can use books. If you don't have blocks or books, that's okay, you don't need them. So from here, we'll start a very gradual progression through camel pose. Whatever your stopping point is for your body, that's okay. Find something that works for you. Take a few deep breaths here. Your next inhale, start to send the chin backwards just slightly. And breathe here. From here, you can either walk the blocks backward, or you can start to reach for the tops of the thighs, maybe even the top of the back. Breathe here. This can be your stopping point for camel pose today. Hips forward, chin just slightly back. This can be your stopping point. Again, with each deep exhale, maybe you envision the heart space opening, creating space. If you'd like to go deeper, your next exhale, start to reach for the calves. Or again, if you've got blocks, start to walk yourself backwards a little more. Again, this can be your stopping point. Hips forward, chin back. If you'd like a little more, you can reach all the way for the ankles. Breathe here. Few more rounds of breath wherever you are. Your next inhale, gradually start to walk yourself back up. Maybe you stop at the calves, give yourself time to acclimate. Maybe you stop again at the lower back. Take a few breaths here. Give your head time to catch up. When you're ready, come back to your hands and knees. Send the knees wide to the edges of the mat. Exhale, sit the hips back and down for child's pose. Maybe you rock a little side to side, kind of reset the spine, reset the hips. Your next inhale, press yourself back up, hands and knees. And then bring the right knee forward between the palms. Again, if you have blocks or books handy, we'll set up for pigeon pose. You can take one of the blocks to that outside hip, that right hip. You can bring one of the blocks in front of you. Find something that's comfortable. Inhale, bring the chest high. Exhale, start to fold yourself over. Find your block, find the book, or you can rest your hands like pillows on the mat. If that's too low, you can stack the fists. That'll give you a little more height. If this is too much for your knees, for your hips, you can come to your back. Take the same right leg, cross it over the left knee, and pull those knees in. Same pose, same stretch. Whatever version of pigeon you choose, settle in for a few breaths. Again, each deep exhale, allow the hips to open to release some of the tension. Take a few more rounds of breath here, wherever you are, whichever version of pigeon you're in. Very gently bring little flickers of movement through the fingers and toes. Start to call yourself back to your body. Your next inhale, press yourself back up. If you're on your back, just stay here. Gently start to switch legs. Your next inhale, take the knees back to meet. And then windshield wiper the hips side to side. Again, if you're on your back, just skip this step. Stay where you are. Whenever you're ready, come back to that neutral spine. And then bring the left knee forward between the palms. Again, if you're on your back, go ahead and switch knees. Your next inhale, bring the chest high. Again, you can take a block to that outside hip. You can take a block to where your head will land. Exhale, start to fold yourself over. Again, you can rest the forehead on your hands. You can stack the fists. You can stack the fist on top of your blocks or your book. Find something that's comfortable and give yourself space to settle in. Nice deep breaths, deep exhales, deep inhales. Let gravity do a lot of the work here. Your next inhale, start to walk yourself back up. If you're on your back, uncross the knees, windshield wiper them side to side. Bring both knees to meet and windshield wiper the hips side to side. Your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. If you're on your back, stay there. From here, swing the knees around, come to your seat. Big breath, inhale, reach. And exhale, roll the spine down vertebrae at a time. Engage through the core. Exhale. Bring both feet to the mat. Shimmy them wider than the hips. Exhale, drop both knees to the left. Gaze comes over the right shoulder. Breathe here. Hands can rest on the belly or come out to a T, your choice. Your next inhale, bring the knees back through center. Exhale, take the knees to the left. Gaze comes over. Take the knees to the right. Gaze comes over the left shoulder. Right and left are difficult. Again, hands can rest on the belly or come out to a T. Your choice. Your next inhale, bring the knees back through center. And then bring them into the chest. Give yourself a hug, maybe a rock side to side, nice spinal massage. And then any other movements, any other asanas you want to take to round out your practice, please do so at this time. If there's anything that I didn't cue for you, any way you feel you need to stretch to even your body out, whatever you need to do to get ready for Shavasana. Whenever you're ready, go ahead, settle into a final resting pose. If you do have props available, one option is a supported resting pose. You can bring a bolster or a pillow to your back, to your tailbone. Let your body rest over that. Legs can stretch out long, or you can bring the feet to the mat. Or you can just lay down flat on the mat, whatever's comfortable. I'll take you through a very brief guided meditation. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana longer than the class, that is absolutely your choice. I will ring chimes when the class has ended and the next video will probably start. So gently soften the gaze or close the eyes. Keep with your deep breath. Maybe with your mind's eye, you begin to envision your heart space, your heart center. And from that heart center, from that heart space, maybe you envision a green light. Green is associated with the heart chakra. Maybe you envision that light and it starts to grow. First spreading to the center of your body, the rest of your organs, up to your head, down to your feet. Whatever quality that green light has, maybe you start to feel that throughout the body, head to toe, toe to head. As you continue to focus on that green light emitting from your heart space, your heart center, maybe the light starts to grow again. And now maybe that green light fills the space that you're in. Your room, your office, your basement, wherever you are. Maybe that light starts to grow. And again, whatever quality of light you envision, Maybe it's pulsating, maybe it's rotating, maybe it's just a warm glow. That sensation starts to fill up the space. And as it continues to grow, maybe now you envision that same green light starting to reach past the four corners of your room, past the four corners of your home, your office, wherever you are. And now maybe that light starts to reach out into the community around you. Maybe your neighbors come to mind. Maybe your family members and friends come to mind. And as you dwell here with that green light emanating from the heart space, from the heart center, and maybe you call that light gratitude. Maybe you call it grace. Maybe you call it love. Maybe you call it abundance. I invite you to call to mind anything else you're grateful for as you soak in those things and exhale love. Thank you for letting me guide you through your practice. Again, please stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. As I bow and say namaste, what I mean is the divine light and teacher in me honors the divine light and teacher in each of you. Namaste.